So in our example here of our projections dashboard, we have an athlete here, sophomore, second year in high school, female athlete who ran a number of various events. So we have an indoor time in the 55 meters, 200 meter outdoor times, various 300 meters in indoor, 400 meters, and 400-meter hurdles. So from there, we're looking to project from the 55 meters, 200, 300, and 400-meter hurdles. One of the things that we see based on historical data is that we anticipate in this point that their performance should be maybe about the same, maybe a little faster. What this is also telling us is that their 200 meters performances is essentially better than what their 55-meter performance is, right? So maybe this is an individual who needed a little more training in the shorter sprints, have higher maximum velocity, maybe a focus on that. Maybe they're more of an endurance sprinter, so to speak. Even though I wouldn't consider the 200 meters as an endurance, it's a longer sprint. And then moving on to the 200 meters, we kind of see we have a lot of different variables that we can look at. And basically what kind of stands out, and we can look at the table also down here, probably the top two or three are generally what I look at based on how well the projections fit the historical data. And we see that probably this combination of 200, 400 may give us a little bit more of an informed performance for what the next year, their junior year, could be. So, and from here we have an estimate of 27.7 seconds for their 200. Similar with the 3 and 400. So we can see that the 400 meters may even be a little bit better than what we anticipate from their 200, suggesting that they may be able to run a little faster in the 200 meters outdoor. We have the 300 meters indoor. What's nice is that we're able to project out with a number of different outdoor and indoor season records. What it kind of shows is potential regression in their performance. So one of the things that historical data has seen and then shows up here that sophomore females into their junior year may see a decline in performance or stay stagnant in some way. Obviously, you could see the error bars kind of push in a little further, so there may be some improvement. But based on, in this case, 1,259 records of sophomore to junior who ran the 300, we may anticipate a midpoint of 45.67 when their current best is 45.43. A little less so when you look at, not a little less so. When you look at adding the 300 and the 400 together, there are fewer people who have ran this much. So it looks at 432 athletes. We get a little faster projection, but still about the same and similar when we look at the 300 plus 200. This is something that happens commonly where athletes don't perform. Well, it is harder to improve year after year. Actually, the percentage of individuals who improve year after year gets smaller each year, so it's harder to improve overall. What that could be maybe coaching, growing pains, maybe they've already matured, especially with the female population. There could be a lot earlier maturity than in the male group. So this is something to factor in when we're looking at this information. So we see here the fastest projection at the midpoint would be looking at the 300, 400 for the 300 indoor. And then we look at the 400-meter hurdles. We see that their current best is at 75.37. They ran it one time, so it doesn't give us much information, but we see based on their actual track performances what they could actually do. Now, one of the things that I like to do with this is actually compare what they actually did. So this is historical data, so the athlete actually already ran this before. And I'm just going to put in their best performances of their junior year for these events, for the 55, 200, 300, and 400 meters. So we have 7.72 for the 55, 27.42 for the 200 outdoor, 43.58 for the 300 indoor, and 67.67 for the 400-meter hurdles outdoor. And so we see here that they actually ran a lot faster than what the models projected. This was actually one of my athletes, and one of the things that I did focus on was increasing maximum velocity speed, focus on the acceleration, focus on increasing maximum velocity, which in theory was to help improve the performances for the longer distance events. At the same time, we were able to improve, this lower, the 55-meter short sprint. So we see here that from their 8.09 projection, and this is based on their 55 meters, it was 0.37 seconds faster. Very similar in the 200, so I kind of projected that improving their maximum velocity would help, as I mentioned, the longer sprints. And in this case, we look to beat all the midpoint projections that we had from the sophomore year. Very similar to the 300 meters, also improved quite a bit. Now, this is not only because of maximum velocity. It was a major contributor, though, in my opinion, and it's something that I found within the athlete that we could improve and get a lot of improvement from. And we go down, same thing, 400-meter hurdles. They actually ran it more times in their junior year, so that probably could explain a lot more as well. But this is just a way that we can look at performances. We can see where coaching can come in to help improve the athletes. And if you want to get information like this, you can go to, actually let me go to the home page here. movemeasure.com is the home page. You can click on track and field projections here, and you can see the pricing, view sample reports that you may get down here, and what things will look like.